Well, spring is here. I've been gone for a little while in Hawaii, and I promised a 2-week update, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Walking back to my garden right now. It's actually a beautiful day. It's about 75 right now. It's going to be about 85 today with cloud cover, so we'll have fits of sunshine and then cool downs with clouds. Wanted to point out something. I did it. I got the Lifetime compost tumbler. I got it a couple days ago, put it together, and started to put some stuff in here. I haven't turned it today yet, but as you can see, I've got some banana peels, lettuces, some shredded paper in here, some sticks. I know that you're supposed to try to wood chip or shred this as much as possible so that you have more surface area, so that the product will break down quicker. I'm not in a hurry to get compost. This is my first time trying it. I've got another side here that's empty. I'm not going to spend a lot of time breaking everything down into small pieces just so I can have, good compost in a 2 or 3 week period. If it takes 2, 3, 4 months, I'm fine with that. It's already starting to get hot in a couple of days, and I know part of that's from the heat outside, but it is breaking down. I like this tumbler. Took a couple of hours to put together. It's at Costco for $150. Kind of expensive, but I figured I'd give it a shot. It's really easy to turn, and he just has handles all along it, and you spin it like that, and you get pretty good compost. So anyway, that's what I was told. This is the first time I've tried composting, so still learning the mix of browns to greens or carbon to nitrogen, however you want to say it. But we'll see how it goes, and I know that if it gets too smelly, you got to add more browns, and if it's too dry, then you should add more greens. So I'm just learning. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, got my Texas Russet potatoes here. I probably need to top this off here now. It's definitely 6 inches above. It'll be the final top off. Again, these bins are too small to grow huge potatoes, but it was my first time trying, so we'll see how they do. That's almost got 2 months in it now, so it's the next 30 to 45 days. That'll be time. This has only got almost a month in it. Actually, it's a month today. 3/21 was when I planted the potato seeds, and it's 4/21. So I'm not topping that one off anymore, and this one has one more top off to go. I wanted to point out too that we had hail last night, and it was small hail. It was supposed to be quarter-size hail, and I was concerned. Ended up only being about pea size. So, and it wasn't very long. It was a few minutes. So luckily, nothing actually got really damaged. I checked it this morning, and it looks pretty good. All right, so on to the sweet bell peppers, mini peppers. We've got some flowering on these now, as you can see. Really small plants to be flowering and budding, but you know what? I'm fine with them doing that. They're outside, like I said before, so I'm good. I do have a couple of bell peppers started on these sweet peppers. I'm not sure which ones are sweet and which ones are bell. It was a mixed mini pepper, bell pepper bag, so any one of these could be part of that. We got the sun out here now, which is beautiful. It's nice and warm. Here's the biggest of them, doing really well. I want to point out something. So I brought out my cilantro. Let me see if I can get a good shot of this. Yeah, right here. I brought out my cilantro. I put it out here before I went on to Hawaii. I came back, and all of the tops were eaten off the cilantro. You could see all the stems. So it's been a couple of days, and looks like a bird. There's a couple of sparrows out here, and they keep flying out around here. When they see me, they go away. I think they got all my cilantro tops. I know it was birds. It wasn't any pests other than birds, because back over here, which I'll point out later, there was a couple of holes dug like they were going for worms, and I'm not sure I can keep the birds out. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm kind of bummed. I'm not sure that these seedlings will even come back. They probably won't. They lost the top leaves. I don't know how they're gonna photosynthesize properly. They're probably goners. It's a bummer. I might have to start new cilantro. My rosemary's, hanging in there. They didn't eat that, but it's just not growing very well. I know it's adjusting to being brought outside at such an early stage, but we'll see how it goes. I do have a couple of mystery sprouts. I'm not sure what they are. They appear to look like possible tomatoes again, which I didn't plant any tomato seeds, so I don't know what the heck's going on there, but definitely has got my curiosity up. If they end up being weeds and they just look like something, we'll figure that out here in the next probably week. Sun's back out again, as you can see. The garlic cloves are still hanging in there. It seems they go through fits of rejuvenation and then setbacks, and rejuvenation and setbacks. So I don't know how much longer. I haven't even harvested any of the tops. Well, I did harvest a few of them just to chew on while I was out in the yard, but not much is going on there. The purple jalapeno, you can see there's tons of buds on it everywhere. Tons of flowers as well, and I really love the way these flowers look. They're really good looking flowers. We'll have to see how many of these actually sprout. Coloring's a little off because the sun's pretty dang bright right now. Let's see if I can back this up a little bit and get a better picture. All right, so here's my thyme. It's really adapted well to the sun, and being out here in the yard, it's doing really well. It's thriving, as you can see. You remember that small little row? I buried it from being inside, and it looks good. The oregano is still struggling with color. Now, I added, because so is the mini bell peppers, I added some Epsom salt here yesterday. I put a little bit in the soil, and then I sprayed all the foliage on these, and nothing's happened so far. It's only been a day, but I'm surprised the oregano is struggling so much with its yellowing. We'll see if it comes back. I know it's doing well. Look how thick the plants and the leaves are getting. So it's doing better than it was inside as far as foliage, but the coloring is not good. Here's that mystery tomato. It looks like it's a dwarf or a smaller tomato. This is the one that was in the sweet bell pepper seeds that I pulled out of the pack. It was not a pack of seeds, but it was store-bought small bell peppers, and as I was cutting them up to eat them, they were already pre-cut, but there's some seeds in the pack, so I just gathered all this 11, 12 seeds, and those are the 7 that sprouted, 4 didn't, and this came out of that. So I'm not sure what kind of tomato plant it is. Obviously, it definitely is a tomato plant, but it's pretty fat and healthy for being so young, and obviously there's not even an indication of any buds or flowering at all yet. It just seems to grow foliage. So I'm not sure what it is. I'm curious to see what it does. Oh, before I went to Hawaii, I started 4 romaine lettuce bottoms that I cut from store-bought romaine lettuce. When I had gotten back, I noticed they had sprouted, and there's a few roots on all of them. So yesterday, I buried them all out here. And, for only being, I don't know, what is that? I planted them on the 6th, so 14 days old. They sprouted, and they're doing good. This one obviously wasn't doing as good, but I figured I'd put it in there anyway. So we've got 4 romaine lettuce heads. That's actually centered, but the edge of it was the only thing that sprouted. So anyway, is what it is. Chives are doing good, as you can see. Again, silly spot for them, but I just want to kind of fill this in as much as possible out here. I'm going to take a quick look back here, show you my basil. The basil had a rough adjustment period here. So you remember it was in that plastic bin. Well, I couldn't separate them. So what I did was I really just chopped rows of basil out of it. And then every time I had 4 or 5 that in a row, I just set it in here in a trench. So I know I shocked the heck out of them, cutting probably some of the roots for sure. And then having be exposed to the sun, they struggled. I did that a couple of days before I left for Hawaii. When I got back a couple of days ago, these were struggling, but last night's torrential downpour we had here in Texas actually helped them, and they look like they're starting to recover now. Onto my grape tomatoes. Still look a little sad, but they're starting to fill out, and actually we're starting to get quite a bit of fruit on them. We've got one little fruit here on this one. We've got some starting of some fruit up on this one. And then, let's see what else we got on here. Oh, we got a nice, where is it at? Got a nice 3-pack of fruit right here on this one. And let me turn to the other side so the lighting is a little better. Yeah, so here's the 3-pack on this one right there. So they're doing well. On top on that same vine, we've got a couple more, or at least, yeah, right here, a couple more up here on top. And then this plant's got a couple on it as well. And so if you remember, when I left to Hawaii, all we had was the few down here. So they're doing really well. We got flowers going up on top here. I keep these pretty trimmed because it gets pretty windy over here, and I don't want anything to break as they're so young. So they're doing pretty good in my opinion. My tomato plants over here are doing fantastic. I keep these really trimmed, honestly. They're over 3 feet, so I cut off almost most of the bottom foliage to prevent any blight from spreading and any other problems, as well as to induce, if you will, the promotion of growth and maturity on the tomatoes. But I'll just give you some shots of some of the tomatoes we got going on. We got a nice little pack of tomatoes there. We've got another little pack of tomatoes down there. Here's some more back over here. Obviously all doing really well. We can just come down here and we've got another nice pack of tomatoes down there. Over here, another really healthy full pack bunch, if you will, of tomatoes. So they're doing really well. And then, I mean, if we keep going, there's tomatoes everywhere. There's some down here. If I go to the top of this plant, we've got a few more right here. I mean, this plant's got several on it as well, down there and up here. And then back here we've got tomatoes. We've got tomatoes up here on the top of this one. This plant's got some tomatoes on it. And then down here, where are we at? We got even more down there. So, I don't know, by my count, I want to say there was about 45 tomatoes. So nothing's matured yet, but definitely the tomatoes are doing very well. So last time you remember, I said I had no chocolate habaneros and no Tasmanian habaneros grown yet, or blossomed yet, or set fruit. Still the story on the chocolates. Nothing's going on. But we do have some Tasmanian habanero plants, or fruit set. There's several on here. You know, all different sizes, but interesting shape. Nice cone shape. I like them. The New Mexico Big Jims are doing good. They're fully recovering. This one's struggling. I trimmed a lot of the bad leaves off. We'll see how that one does. My huge New Mexico Big Jim peppers, I mean, they're so, see if I can get a good shot here. They're so ginormous. Yeah, they're just huge peppers. But we're letting those two go to maturity. Same with the Jalapeno peppers. Still waiting for them to red and ripen. They're turning yellow, which is the first indication they're starting to mature and do well. But there's just so many Jalapeno peppers. I mean, you can't keep up with the amount of peppers these plants produce. I mean, even the ones back here are starting to flower. That one that was unhealthy is going bonkers as well. So that's awesome. Nothing going on the orange Scotch bonnets yet. Recovering. Been struggling. No flowers. Every time they get a bud, they fall off. My red Savina has got a really nice pepper here now. I'm really pleased with the pepper here. So it's doing good. It's the only one that's set. So I got nothing else set yet. The Fresno Peppers have struggled out here adjusting. At least this one did. This was my original mature one. It's been doing terrible. But this second one has come back. It's starting to thrive. It's getting some height on it now. It's been growing up. So it's doing good. And it still has, if you recall, see if I can get a shot of it, back here, that has that one pepper still on it, waiting for it to turn red. And then finally, my Serrano Peppers. I haven't harvested those 3 yet. I've kind of just let them sit there. I'll probably eat them today. It is starting to set flowers again, and it's doing well. So I got to keep this video under 15 minutes because otherwise it takes forever to download. But just a quick look at the garden. 2-week update since the last one. Stuff's doing pretty well. Surviving thunderstorms and everything. Anyway, please comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends. I don't know what to tell you. I just love gardening. Thank you.